Good morning. I've just had Mass in my own home, of course, because, well, there are certain problems at my own church, so I've decided to conduct my own services in the way I think they should be done. And today's service went a bit wrong because I didn't have any readings, but what I did have was a gospel reading, which it says in my notes, gospel, and I have to literally open the Bible and look for an exciting passage, and there we go. And today I looked at this one here called, it was Mark. Was it Mark? I thought it was Luke. No, I think I've got the wrong passage, anyway. Oh well, we'll hear from Mark and see what he has to say. But it's Mark 10, verse 32, which is, of course, if you're a big Dot Cotton fan, Jesus again predicts his death. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I thought, when I was doing the service, oh, by the way, I'm wearing my glasses, of course, to look intelligent. Now, it says I can't read anything without glasses, so I'm going to have to put these on. And so I just felt this surge of satisfaction with God, he was a very great man. We always have to understand that he was a very great man. Did a lot of things. He healed people, he brought people back to life. Now, God has the power of life and death. And he decided to bring back that guy, not guy, I'm not calling him a guy, he was a person. He brought back Lazarus. Lazarus, come forth! When you read the Bible, you do enjoy the things he did. He did do extreme good throughout the world. And one of the hymns I sang today was The Water of Life, which is all about, water, and the fact that we get our water from Jesus, really, because, he gives us this water of life, sort of existence, if you like, if you look at it in that way, he gives us that life force, he gives us the power of life and death, really. He has that power over us, if he wanted to. Because if he can bring people alive again, and bring them, I think Lazarus was near death, so, But anyway, I thought this passage was extremely beautiful today, so I'm going to read it out. They were on their way up to Jerusalem, with Jesus leading the way, and the disciples were astonished, while those who followed were afraid. Again he took the 12 aside and told them what was going to happen to him. "We are going up to Jerusalem," he said, "and the Son of Man will be betrayed to the chief priests and the teachers of law. They will condemn him to death, and will hand him over to the Gentiles, who will mock and spit on him, flog and kill him. 3 days later, he will rise. This is the gospel of the Lord." So, I think it's quite amazing. He can predict his own death twice, and then maybe he did it again. But I think that's extremely interesting. The fact that he can predict his own death to such precision. One thing that I always loved, which Stefan Ritchie taught me, which is very naughty of us because we don't talk to him very much these days, which is a big shame. Big shame. We used to talk to him daily sometimes, or maybe we used to talk to him every Sunday on Skype and things like that. We don't do that anymore. But one of the best things Stefan ever taught me was that in the Bible there are references to Jesus' second coming. And he said, because Stefan Ritchie was a person who taught me all about God, really. I mean, I sort of believed as a kid, and I wasn't really interested in God, but then he taught me about God. And from his background, I'm not going to go into it, but from his background, he, and he taught me about God in such a way that you think, well, this is magnificent, this is wonderful. And, we do have an atheist among us, and if I was ever going to recommend anyone to teach him about God, then I would pass him over to Stefan Ritchie, or myself, possibly. Atheists shouldn't be among us. It's naughty. But basically, Stefan, one of the best things he ever taught me was that in the Bible there are references to his second coming. Now, I often contemplate suicide, so the idea of Jesus coming again in our time would be wonderful. I mean, he said, it could be a year, it could be 5 years, 10 years, who knows? But he will come again, of course. And one of the best things in a service, I think, is when we say, He will come again to judge the living and the dead, and his kingdom will have no end. Which is such a powerful line, you know. I've been a bit naughty with God lately because I've been insulting him and shouting at him. I often do that. I often shout at God and say, oh, you... So I repented today by singing 2 songs about how brilliant he is. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. And also, how great thou art. And also we had Water of Life and Jerusalem, my favourite hymn. No, but that's exciting. You know, he predicts that he will come again when there are wars. He predicts he will come again when the world seems at its end, you know. You know, Stephen Ritchie taught me a great deal about God. And I'm very grateful to him, you know. People think I'm a sinner now because I don't go to church, but I do go to church. I go to my own church. If you can't... I mean, I became very emotional when my services were being destroyed like this and twisted in a way, and it made me feel, well, I'm not going to have church anymore because it's been ruined. But, no, but then I created my own church, just like Henry VIII did. And, well, I haven't really created my own church. I've just created a service in my house. Because at the start of the Mass I say, we have come here, Lord, to, you know, come here to, in this place, to, you know, worship you and tell you how brilliant you are in a way. I don't really say that, but, yeah. So there we go. There's my ramblings and teachings of Jesus, you know. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say, so here we go. There'll be a video later on with Sontarans. I'm going to do a little stop motion thing or video with that. I was looking at my last one, the Sontaran, the short one with the Sontaran voices that sound a bit like this, you know. You ask a Sontaran to pay? You know, I don't know whether the voice will be very good today, I don't know. But I'm going to use 3 Sontarans, and it'll all be good. And I'm going to go now before this video ends up being 15 minutes. Oh my god, when I brush my teeth, it feels like people are getting little razor blades and screwing out of my teeth. Goodbye. I'm very much like Bleeding Gums Murphy, I think. My gums bleed. Yeah, I brush my teeth and then all this blood comes out. It's quite graphic. Goodbye.